with Todd Richards.
Hi again, everyone. Former SEMO wide receiver Ryan Flournoy is making his mark with the Dallas Cowboys. Flournoy coming off a career game this past Sunday, and when they beat the Jets, it was a great game for the Cowboys. Flournoy led them with 6 receptions, 114 yards. Hey, not bad for a 6th-round draft pick in 2024. The former Red Hawk star, well, I'll tell you what, he's had to battle his way onto the field through some adversity along the way. His former head coach at SEMO, of course, Tom Matukowicz, is proud of Flournoy's grit and determination.
Just knew, man. I knew that he could make a living. Like, he could get retirement in the NFL because he's a coach's dream. It doesn't matter what you ask him to do. You trust that he's going to do it 100%. And now he's getting his opportunity, and it's shining and making us all proud as Red Hawks, right?
Ryan Flournoy and the Cowboys play the Carolina Panthers Sunday. SEMO will host Tennessee State at 3 p.m. Saturday. Already looking forward to Heartland Football Friday. Let's get to some of our featured matchups, really beginning with a pair of 4 and 2 teams for our game of the night, Scott City and Charleston. Sykeston plays at Jackson, and Jackson going for the 700th win in school history. Farmington at Cape Central should be a very interesting game. And then nearby rivals, talking about Hayti at Caruthersville. Looking forward to that matchup as well. And of course, following a bunch more games, including DuQuoin at AJ and Southern Illinois, Saxony Lutheran at Perryville, Kelly and East Prairie, Portageville at Donovan, and then you got Poplar Bluff playing at West Plains. All your scores and highlights tomorrow night at 10:15 on Heartland Football Friday. And a special event coming up Wednesday at Houck Stadium. It's called the Fields of Faith, presented by the Fellowship of Christian Athletes of Greater Southeast Missouri. The keynote speaker will be former Jackson and Southwest Baptist star quarterback Cooper Callis. Doors open at 6:30. Program starts at 7:30. The event is free to the public.